You know, I love a good diagram. Have you seen this one? And I've done it before when we've had change curves, but this one is the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a cognitive bias that relates competence and confidence. And so we have a tendency sometimes to overestimate our abilities. And when we move through this curve, we can hit the peak of stupidity, the valley of despair on our way to wisdom. At least that's the hope, right? So, how does our emotional intelligence help us through this matrix? It really helps us when we think about the culture of our environment. Who are we surrounded by? The types of relationships we have, trust and psychological safety. Because who's going to help us when we hit here? Who's going to help us when we hit here? Who's going to support us in our scaffolding as we move in this direction? And what becomes necessary, especially in our workplaces, when we want to access wisdom of the collective, meaning learning from our past, is that we have open communication, strong dialogue. We need to be telling each other the truth about how we're showing up as individual contributors, the excellence of our work as individual contributors, how we're performing and behaving together as a collective team. And if we don't have this in place, then we might keep repeating the peak of stupidity and the valley of despair over and over and over again. So when we consider cultivating a culture that encourages this type of communication for trust and psychological safety, we're going to be looking at a few components. And one of the primary components in our emotional intelligence for team success is empathy, our ability to listen to each other well, reserving our own thoughts and opinions until someone else has the opportunity to fully express theirs. In brainstorming, when we're working together as a team, one of the things that's important is the cardinal rule of brainstorming: accept all ideas. Yet generally what can happen is, instead of hearing an idea out, putting it on the board, and then hearing all ideas out and putting them up on the board, we hear one idea and then we want to shoot it down. We want to poke holes in it. And all we're doing is we are showing each other that unless we collectively think something is perfect, and the odds of that are slim to none, then we will just shoot holes in everything. And that completely drains everyone of the motivation, creativity, and energy to access IQ.